Hello! It's the pre-show with Pico. No, 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 pas les questions. Archambault. She's in a good mood. She just ate. It's their birthday this week. We are not quite sure on the date they were born, but it's like the 9th or 11th of March. So, they are 8 years old. Both cats. They're sisters, so they were born on the same day from the same mom. Ambiment. Ambiment. Yes, that's it, Grace. It's kind of always a vague thing. Unless you are there when the mom is actually having her kids. The cat mom. The mom cat. Yeah, the mom cat, I mean. Qu'est-ce que t'as vu? The mic is full of pickle hairs. Oh, happy birthday, Cyan. Yeah, you're born on the same. Well, my cats were born on the similar day to yours, to your birthday. Cat butt, good cat butt. Can you see your little face? Do you think? Almost. Oh, hold on. Tu veux-tu être à la caméra, toi aussi? Hein, Bibi? Oui. Toi aussi, c'est ta fête, toi aussi. Non, non, hey, hey, fais pas ça. Non, Mimi. My desk is not quite big enough for 2 cats. They're good girls. They're good babies. You don't get to see Scout as much as you get to see Pekka. But this time, Scout is the one who came to be on camera, so I think they're both turning out to be camera cats. No, 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 no. It's kind of funny because Scout is always wagging her tail, even when she's happy. And Pekko is still purring, of course. Otto! What? What? Oh my gosh, it's like super duper late for you. And you're just in time to see your favorite. And I guess second favorite, maybe. Pekko, say hi. There you go. Otto says it's 3 a.m. Here, but it's okay. I am totally jet lagged, so my body has no idea what time it is. Bye, Scout. No, you're not stealing my chair. That's not happening, baby. There you go. No, I'm not giving my chair to the cat. There's no way I can paint and draw standing up. Bye, Scooty. Pekko. Oh. There is so much snow outside that the snowplows are crazily doing their thing, and the cats are always a bit insecure about that. Yeah, Otto, I hope your flight was good. Safe flight, but also tiring. How long was it? Oh no, Scout is having a brain fart moment. So what's the plan, kitty cat? Oh no! Oh no! It's 1 hour, then a 12-hour flight. Ugh! Oh, bye, Pekko! Bye bye! Cat is gone. The longest I did was an 8-hour flight, and I was really, really done with it when we arrived. So I'm trying to imagine sticking 4 more hours onto that, and it's not exactly a pleasant thought. Hold on, let me just. Plop. Whew. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Sorry about the noise, but there is a lot of cat hairs on there now. Rita says that she's been doing the plane ride to Japan for 30 years, and you think it gets easier, but no, the body gets older and you feel worse. Yeah. Yep. I would have to wear adult diapers if I took a flight that one, because the wheelchair thing. Okay, yeah. I mean, it's really like 12 hours. It's more than one trip to the bathroom in 12 hours. So, yeah, like anybody who is slightly in difficulty with moving around and all that, and the bathroom in the planes are so small that, yeah, it's really not easy. Oh no, Otto. Yeah, I was thinking about stuff like that, and especially in economic, like the more affordable range of tickets for planes. I think it should be. You shouldn't be able to recline your seat, because everybody's space is so limited and small. If someone in front of you decides to recline their seat, it's even more invasive and intrusive, and it's like, ah, no, go away. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. I don't want to hear you snore. Ugh, people. Alright, so I had the time to sketch out 2 adventure cat drawings for today. I'm hearing Scout being all sorts of crazy in the back. But I haven't had time to ink them yet, so I will be inking them and then hopefully painting them. I'm really glad to hear from you, Otto. It's really, like, I made, I made the time zones thing to be able to track what time it is for you. And I was looking at it, I was like, oh my gosh, we're never going to be able to catch each other because the overlap is really bad. And I was like, no, I miss talking to Otto. I hope we figure it out eventually, because it hasn't been, what, a day? I mean, we'll have time to figure it out. But I was looking at it and I was like, there's something missing in my life right now. So I'm really happy. Well, I'm not glad that you're all jet lagged and like not in tune with the time zone you're in, but I'm really glad to see you. Alright, so I drew this one here that is adventure cat, like sort of sidling along a cliff or something. Sidling. Trying to remember the word from playing Zelda, and it's been a while. And I've got this other one too. I don't know if you can see the sketches, but it's basically adventurer cat looking at sort of a gemstone from a dragon's hoard, and you have sort of a big lizard eye in the back. And it's going to be like lots of sort of treasure and stuff. The plan is to try it, get up at 4 a.m., 5 a.m. each morning to call my husband. Oh! Cool! Yeah, I think... Wait, I'm trying to... Yeah, that's like early afternoon for me, right? I think. Yeah, I've done transatlantic too, like a one or one oh, that's not the good brush for inking. Gosh, I'm glad I saw that before using it. Like when I went to Switzerland, it was a one flight, no I don't know the words in English, but anyway. Now we're too far now. Okay, so mid-afternoon, that's cool. Yay! It's gonna be weird because usually when you are in Edinburgh, like we can sort of catch each other for most of the day, and then your day ends earlier than mine, so the evening is like Otto is sleeping. But now it's sort of gonna be the reverse, so it's gonna be really odd. I don't know who invented public toilets, but they should be like chastised for it. Yeah, it will be the opposite of our normal chat time. Yeah, it's so weird. I'm like, ah. But I'm really glad I figured out a way to have like a reference for the time zones, and I put Scotland in there, so it will be sort of easier to track. And especially since we advanced time this weekend, because it was daylight savings and it's no longer or something like that, so it's always complex. It's never easy. I'm like, darn it. Oh no. By the way, I forgot to say hi to everyone. No. So, hi Grace, hi Amisha, hi Otto, hi Jaime, Jamie, hi Cyan, and Hui, and Mikey. What is BA? Hello. Yeah, we got daylight savings last night, so I'm all like weirded out by it. It's such a dumb thing. I hope in my lifetime it gets dropped. Everybody's always messed up from it. Like it's not enough time to get used to the one way of seeing the time that you have to change, and then your body's like, what? Like I had to eat because it was technically lunchtime and before the live stream, but I was not hungry, and I'm like, you know, I don't know if this daylight savings thing is doing more harm than good. Yeah, sure, it means having a bit more light or whatnot, but it's not that long, you know. The part of the winter that has a lot of dark during the day is not that long of a period. I don't know if it's worth it. Oh, British Air, okay. Yes, Amisha, you're right. Amisha says, I am definitely more tuned to the sun rather than clocks. And the sun doesn't jump a freaking hour. I agree. That's exactly it. That's like what, and it's not like, if it was, well, it would be still bothersome, but if it was like throughout the world a thing that happens, fine, but it happens in some places and it doesn't happen in others, and you're like, and some places, like if you go further up north, I mean, changing an hour won't really change much for their lighting situation because of the fact that they have like night for whole freaking months. Like, it's not, is it really all that relevant anymore? That says, I hate flying British Air. I hate it, but they are the only people who doesn't get a convenient flight schedule path. And yeah, I mean, it's probably really easy for you to use their services even if they are not so great because of where you live. It's like over here we have to use Air Canada. Grace says, "Oh snap! Don't even get my husband started on daylight savings. He will rent for forever." I agree. Oh my gosh, I would also. Let's all rent about this stupid thing forever. If people want to get things done earlier, just get up earlier like the darn sun. Yes. Yes. Cyan says, "Yep, in Finland it doesn't help anything." Yeah, I mean, oh no, you suddenly have like 5 hours of light and the rest is dark time. I don't think that advancing or going back 1 hour is going to change anything. And it just mean that everybody's all messed up on the Monday after it. I really don't. We asked, did you test the Arteza professional watercolors? I haven't. I think they reached out to me, or maybe I reached out to them at some point, and I was like, I think they asked me what I would love to review from their range, and I right away said, "Your professional watercolors," and then I said that I'm in Canada, and they said, "Oh, yeah, Canada." Yeah, we're not exactly sending stuff there right now because we have to fix some issues first. So as soon as we can send the stuff to Canada, we will write back to you. And it's been a month and they never wrote back. So I'm like, oh well. I haven't tried them, but a lot of people have. If you look at Juicy Ink, I'm pretty sure like Arlie Bean, Lindsay, a lot of people have had the chance to try out Arteza products. Whatever problem daylight saving solved is surely surely is over at this point. I agree, Mikey. Oh, that's interesting. Otto says, by the way, people, if you ever fly to Tokyo, do not be deceived that Narita is in Tokyo. It's in frigging Chiba, and it takes such a long time to get to central Tokyo. Fly to Haneda. I think I would want to go to Narita just because it has like a traveler's notebook kind of station that you can get stamped with that airport, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of I have way too many planners and books than what I use. But every year it's always the same thing. I'm like, no, I barely used this one last year, and I really shouldn't get the new one for the new year. And eventually I'll always get it. They're such lovely books, though. I mean, the Hobonichi is really nice and compact and fun to use, and the Traveler's Notebook, I mean, the leather, it's such a nice book once it gets a bit of a patina because it's all like scuffed, but like it gets this luster in some places, and it's really, really nice. Grace says it's not relevant. It didn't really help then, and it doesn't help now. Yeah, and I don't even see a way that people make money out of it. So I'm like, why are we keeping this thing? I don't get it. Like daylight savings, if there was a way that people made money, I would be like, that's why we still have this, because money makes the world go round. But I really don't know. And the thing about the being for the farmers and all that is apparently really false. I don't know. Cyan, I think you can. Yeah, I think you can buy packets of sanitation sheets, which is really something that I mean, even for going like to the local mall, it should always have one in my bag. Like, but you can always put like a good layer of TP, but that's not super environmentally friendly. But I mean, ugh. And who designed those stalls? I am not, by and large, I am not a really big person. I mean, I'm a bit chubby and I could afford to lose like 50 pounds, but I don't take that much space, and I don't understand how stalls are made, because they are basically like 3 feet large. I mean, you barely have enough room to turn around to sit on the freaking toilet. I don't get it. I hate those things. They crumble really a lot. Oh no. The watercolors crumble, like they dry really dry and flake off. Well, people usually say that you can add a bit of glycerin in that. I am not a great fan of adding glycerin because I don't like the texture of it. I would perhaps suggest that you add a bit of honey in them. Not a lot, just a tiny bit. Or if you don't want to add too much, you can sort of dilute your honey in distilled water beforehand, just to make sure it's not too much honey. And you add a bit of that. I think it would also work to keep the paints like more humid, like they would probably hold better a bit, but it would possibly also make for less of a weird... I'm always worried that glycerin is going to leave a greasy mark on the paper. That's why I don't like it. But with honey, it really shouldn't do that. It should be fine. And you just got to be careful not to add too much of it. Oh, good news! The European Union is abandoning daylight saving time. Yes! Hopefully Canada will be behind it. Oh my gosh. Dr. Otto Pro Traveler. Yeah. What? Why would someone adopt daylight savings now? I mean, what? No honey doesn't help that much. Really? Well, I mean, if you don't mind it, you can always add glycerin. I know that Denise made a video on that. So that's something you can check if you want to find a way to make these paints less crumbly. Another way would be to keep them in the tube and only pour what you need when you need it. That's what I do with most gouache, because gouache can be crumbly too. And it's not as fun to use when it's all dried up, so I usually only pour the smallest amount of gouache I need before I use it. And I'm always like watching it or adding water to it regularly. Hoosier means Indiana. I agree. How? Hoosier, like the basketball team in the movie. Oh, okay. Oregon proposed the switch to permanent PDT. That's kind of weird if some states in the US like abandon the switching of time and stick to a single time zones, because you could cross from one state to the other and sort of have to adjust your watch. I mean, in my case... Oh! Wait, you mean putting honey in your paint made bees come into your place? Because that's problematic indeed. Look like a human, like you have the head here and then he's eating a Subway. Pronounced Hoosier. Yeah, why not? I mean, let's write it one way and say it the other way. Of course, it's gonna be easy for everyone who is not from the place. Gosh, I can't. It's like all the UK name of places, like Edinburgh. And what's the one I saw the other day? Loughborough. I was like, oh my gosh. Why? Why? I will only accept it if the reason is to make fun of tourists. Because at least that's forthright and honest in a way. I'm trying to think what else could work to help paints. Because the thing is that you could possibly add gum arabic into it as well, but you really have to be careful not to add too much, because otherwise the paints, they become sort of shiny. Or sheeny, should I say, like they have a sheen. But if something crumbles, it's because it is too dry, though. So it's either they add some chalky fillers that dehydrate the paint, which you can sort of counter by adding honey or maybe glycerin or maybe gum arabic. But gum arabic, I would recommend checking beforehand if the paint rubs off. I love this ink, but it dries. When did you ever need to say? I don't, but I was having some sort of live stream as background noise with the other day, and the guy had to name a couple of places from the UK, and they made fun of him because he said Loughborough, because that's what's written. And they were like, ah ha ha, it's Loughborough. And I was like, what? What? I'm sorry, what? That's just mean. And the other one was Leicestershire? Leicestershire? Anyway, Leicestershire. Anyway, why? Why? And I mean, I speak French. It's not like French is anything, like, we have masculine and feminine attributes to words. I mean, we like trouble. I think the same thing is also present in Australia. Like, you don't say Melbourne, you say Melbourne or something like that, and I don't know. It's the only one I can remember, but I'm like, hey, I live in Quebec, and you say it Quebec, and if you speak French, you say it Quebec, but it's basically what you see is what you get. Like, Ontario is Ontario, and Saskatchewan is a weird word, but it's still Saskatchewan, so... Yeah, well, Edinburgh, I can see that you don't really need to say Edinburgh, even if possibly burr is borough, but in sort of a... It's not spelled like Marlboro. Yeah. Today we rant about stuff. I'm sorry I didn't host a live stream yesterday, but I was really feeling out of whack yesterday. It was bad. I was like, you know, when you sort of feel out of sync with yourself. I think I saw one of my friends once called it sort of a disconnect. And I was really feeling like that. I was like, I don't even know what. So I took a moment yesterday to try and refocus myself, and I think it helped. And also I realized that I need to paint some things to post this week. Because it's really important for me, like, it's something I want to do, to be able to post a bit of art every day of the week on Patreon and on Instagram. Because I want to improve, and I want to, I work, like, I'm self-employed in a way, even if I'm not really getting any money, but it's still kind of a job because it's something that I have to do and I want to do, and I don't really have any deadlines. I'm self-employed, and I've never been good at putting myself through my own deadlines, because I'm like, I decided when this thing was due, so I can decide that it's due in 2 weeks. There's no, like, it's not a good incentive for my brain to be like, well, you gave yourself a deadline. I'm like, yeah, well, who cares? I gave myself that freaking deadline. I can change it if I want to. But the fact that I really want to post it as much as possible, a drawing every day of the week, that's been really beneficial. Like, I produce stuff, I make stuff, and seeing these things finished, even if they're not perfect or they're not even good or nothing like that, I'm still like, well, I did something and I'm improving in a way because I made mistakes. My mom always thought Piccadilly Circus and Oxford Circus were really circuses. Oh no! Oh no! Or in my neck. Hey, Mitchell! Hi! I don't think we've seen you in the chat before, so hi! In my neck of the woods, Calgarians say Calgary, not emphasizing the Gary part where people from elsewhere tend to say Calgary. Yeah. Well, it depends. If you're in Quebec, you will have heard of it as Calgary. We don't usually skip all that much, though. Hey, Ian, hi. Hey, Movina, hi. I wonder if starch could be added to the paint to make it more flexible. I'm not sure because I think it would dry really brittle. You have to be careful. Perhaps some sort of, you know, the water-soluble glues. You can see like sometimes the sap glues, like I think I've seen peach sap glue, but more often than not it's like animal product glue, like rabbit skin, fish. But I still believe that honey would really possibly be the best option if it's possible. Oh, good luck, Otto. How to pronounce the lan, as in lan or lan? Oh, Lancaster or Lancaster. Well, it's L-A-N, so I guess it's Lancaster now. Oh my gosh. Try being from Indiana and pronounce the names of little French villages. If anyone ever needs help pronouncing words in French, by all means let me know. I will be happy to help out if I can. I mean, I'm French Canadian, so I speak kind of a, I always say the lumberjack French, but still, it's French. I mean, I can go to France and sort of get around and understand what they talk about. They don't get me. They don't understand what I'm talking about, but that's okay. Yeah, rabbit skin glue also bothers me. I always see it like when I buy my gum arabic because it's the same kind of product. It's a glue, but I'm always like, please no. Though I like the only saving grace I can think about that kind of stuff and is that I think it's really not that like not used a lot nowadays. I don't know if it was used for like gesso or something, but like now most of this stuff is synthetic and most people buy it pre-made from synthetic stuff, so I don't think they sell a lot of rabbit skin glue. I think it's a really niche thing, which makes me feel like a tiny bit better, but yeah, not a whole lot. Oh no, Hui, that sounds so bad. I'm so sorry. Hui said, my mom took me once into the circus because I'm afraid of clowns, so I screamed the whole time because the clown wanted me to go on stage. Oh no. Oh, that's true. That's true. Saying the actual words in French probably will only make it so that no one else will understand. Good point. Lumberjack French. I always do the thing where I ink up the side where my hand is gonna lay on if I want to ink the rest of it, so I'll just try not to smudge anything. That's my goal for now. Not smudgy. Here they still recommend real stuff, and it is used for priming canvases. Oh, I'm sorry, Cyan. That's really sad. Oh, that's true, Amisha. I think you told me that your sweetheart spoke French, maybe? Oh my gosh. Sorry if I remember wrong. Yeah. I'm gonna try to flip it around. Oops. Don't most Gansai Tambi paints have rabbit skin glue? They don't really say, actually. They have a mixture of many glues, and it's kind of hard to figure out which one they use. But it could be like rabbit glue. I think one could be possibly a sap glue. So I don't really know, but yeah, it's highly possible that it still uses rabbit skin glue. I think Lafayette is kind of easy to say in English. Like, I've heard it a lot, and it's really not that bad. But yeah, Terre Haute probably gets a good whooping. I think it's hilarious when they put subtitles for Southern Americans. I always get a chuckle out when TV stations put subtitles when Scottish people are talking. Yeah, that's funny. I agree. Though sometimes, I mean, I am not a native English speaker, so I almost always watch stuff with subtitles for two reasons. First of all, yeah, like I said, not a native English speaker, and I don't have perfect hearing. I don't hear all that well. So if I'm doing something else, or if there's a bit of noise around, I will put on the subtitles just so I can also see what they say, and like it helps me if I misheard something. But yeah, I kind of need it. Lafayette. Oh. Sigh. Oh well. You do you, Indiana. You do you. Okay, next one. Oh my gosh. Felt encouraged, Indiana Eve. We gave the world pens. Oh no. Well, we gave you Justin Bieber, so I don't know what that makes us. Hey, Lana. Hi. even. We're sorry for giving you Nickelback. Oh, yes, we are. Indeed. I forgot about them. Which is always a good place to be, but yep, really sorry about that. I mean, it says a lot that Nickelback is a meme. And you may consider yourselves lucky that you don't get all the French Canadian music. Because, ooh, eep, ouch. Yes, Pickle was the pre-show, or the per-show, if you would prefer. I have a good pun with the name of the pre-show, but it only works in French, so... Well, I say good pun, but yeah, you know what I mean. It's probably a terrible pun, but that's what makes it good. I bought the Scenery Honey watercolor set with 24 plus 12 extra watercolors for 100, and the 24 set costs the same. Why? I don't know. Otto says, and we gave you Garbage, Mogwai, and Annie Lennox, so you're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really like Garbage, and I'm like a hardcore fan of Mogwai, so me happy. Hey, Temple, hi. Wait, is okay? You're gonna not be happy with me for that, but is Annie Lennox the singer from Eurythmics? Because if so, yeah, of course, thank you for her as well. Bon Jovi. Oh, ouch. I saw Mogwai a lot of times live because they usually stop by Montreal when they are on tour, and I've been a couple of times, like a many good couple of times. Um, and I like that they often introduce themselves at the beginning of the show by like, hello, we're Mogwai from Glasgow, Scotland. And yeah, it's sort of iconic for me now. As much as I like Eurythmics, I think I really prefer the cover that Marilyn Manson made of Sweet Dreams. The original is still really good, but Marilyn Manson covers are like really amazing on their own. Yeah, one of the iconic songs of the 80s for sure. Yep. Oh yeah, exactly. Otto says Marilyn Manson is the king of making cover songs. I agree. His personal Jesus is just amazing. how does it go? F might. No, I won't sing. You do not want me to sing. Good grief. I come from a long line of people who can't sing, who were told by the music teacher in their school to do lip sync because they sing really bad. Yeah, tainted love. This is me again pressing on my good old guillotine cutter, and it goes what every time I press on it. Hey Alexandra, hi. Can't carry a tune in a bucket. Yes, exactly. That's so good. That's a good way to put it. Oh my gosh, yes. Can't carry a tune if it was in a bucket and tied to my arm. When I was in high school, the first 2 years of high school, here we have mandatory music lessons, and it's not like you don't have a choice. You cannot choose between, let's say, art, theater, or music, which is a choice you get a bit later on when choosing classes. So I had to have music class. And of all the things I studied in school, like I was studying harder mathematics, English, French, all that stuff. The one test I had to study the most for was the stupid music test, because I couldn't keep anything in my head, and I couldn't also trust the practical part of the exam to earn me some points, because I couldn't play to save my life. So I had to learn everything by heart for the exam, and it was ultimately so freaking useless. Gosh, I hated those classes. I wanted out so bad. Oh, I agree, Otto. Otto says, I always think it's a bit lame when a band does an album of all cover songs, but I really want him, Marilyn Manson, to just do a cover album. I agree. Oh, I agree so much. Oh my gosh, Celine Dion, dude. Oh no. Oh, Cyan, maybe you should reach out to them. Oh, bye, Grace. Thank you so much for being there. Who doesn't like when they write fine professional watercolors and it's really just fillers, dyes, and chalk? I think no one likes that. I mean, thankfully not that many brands pull that one. Like, I haven't seen too many of those. The worst I've seen was the PBO 12 half-pan set. That was really, really bad. Oh, bye, Henry! Oh, wow, it's been a while since I've seen Henry. I bet he's huge now. I hate the way the music teachers tell you off for remembering things off by heart. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't want to fail music class, so either I know this stuff by heart for like the exam, or I don't. I mean, I was never able to play music. Even the stupid recorded thing that we all get as a kid. I can't. I tried. I mean, I really, really tried, and it just doesn't works with me. I just think it's really unfair that they have everyone go through the stupid music classes. It's a bit like phys ed. Physical education is really, really difficult and a really big thing to go through when you're not at all a sportsy person. They would always try to have us do like really high level stuff, like, hey, do this sort of jump in. We had a pool in like my high school, and it was really the worst because we had phys ed in the pool, and when you're a teenager, the last thing you want to do is wear a bathing suit in front of all your friends or not friends from class. So that was really bad. But then they have you do stuff like really advanced, like, hey, do this sort of a jump in the water that is something that lifeguards do, and I'm like, what? Why do you assume I want to be able to get in the water like a lifeguard would? I don't care. I really don't give a darn. And then they test you on endurance, and you have the stamina of a potato. Seriously, it's just bad memories. It's only bad stuff. I got nothing good from phys ed. In my school, there was it was a school that would try to be better than the other schools. And they would have the possibility to give sort of a mention. It really didn't do much. It was just like a way to highlight your efforts or your success in a specific class. Say someone who gets really good grades could get a kind of a small diploma type thing that would say, congratulations, you worked really hard and we noticed, so we give you this sort of a diploma piece of paper that says good job. And I was so bad at phys ed that I got one for effort. I would try really hard, but I'm not at all a sportsy person. I'm a really short person. And it was always really hard stuff, and like really like gymnastic at a level that is really not within reach of everyone, and that kind of stuff. And the teacher was nice because he didn't flunk me, but I was so bad at it, and he didn't flunk me. He let me pass, and he gave me a diploma saying, "I noticed that you tried really hard," and it makes me laugh to this day. Because I was like, well, thank you. I'm glad you noticed, because I've hurt myself more than once just to, you know, try and do my best in this class, but it was just not meant to happen. Never. I've never skipped class in school. It was not exactly my type of behavior, but the one time I skipped class was a phys ed class. When we were in the pool segment of the year, I was like, you know what? Not today. sports is evil. I agree. Well, it's not evil, but it's just, I feel like it's really hard to balance it out when you teach sports in school, because you're gonna have a couple of kids in there that like are super sportsy, and they take classes outside of school to play like basketball or whatever, name it, soccer, which is soccer, yeah, soccer, which is European football. Anyway, that. And you know, other sports that people like gymnastics classes or something, and you also have kids who really don't like any of this stuff, but it doesn't mean that they don't want to be active. I mean, they just prefer a different type of activity, and the way phys ed is always like structured is always about learning real sports rather than just, you know, like, hey, go have fun and like run around outside for the duration of the class or something like that. You know, something possibly a bit more friendly. They would have us do like these sort of triathlon, but you know, kid level triathlon. So you don't really. There was a swimming part because we had a pool. There was a running part, and there was a biking part. And it wasn't really long, but still, I mean, it was always the worst thing. Sports need to suit the child's interest. Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say. I agree. And it just never happened for me in school, which was really sad. Not sad, but I mean, bluff. Hey, I got some stream juice today. Stream juice, stream juice. Phys ed is the one class where effort should be the main grading criteria. Oh, I agree so much. I agree. Because, I mean, we had like basketball classes. Of course, the short kids are not going to be able to do anything. What are you expecting? Ugh, it was so freaking dumb. Sorry. Sports needs to suit the child's interest, yeah. And it needs to teach kids who are possibly not interested in sports that it's still important to move around a bit. Just find a way to move that you enjoy and try and do that instead of, you know, hating sports. Yeah, art classes, they were gone so fast. And I mean, physical education, if you think of the name, I think it's important. I think you have to sort of show kids that past a certain point in their life, they're gonna have to find time to still be active. And it's difficult, but you can possibly find something you like, you know, instead of being like, now you're spending 3 months playing, I don't know, basketball. I kind of loved badminton. I mean, I was terrible at it, but it was really fun to give all I could to whacking that stupid thing. Like, you have some pent-up emotions, well, you can whack with the badminton racket really, really hard, and it sort of feels good. Okay, so let's hope that this is dry. But considering how fast it dries in the palette, I mean, I would be really surprised if it wasn't completely dry yet. And I need... Where's my big eraser? Alright, fun time! Paints! Which paints should I use today? Yay, colors, I'm excited. Hey, welcome back, Cyan. Oh no! Crud, I made tea and I forgot it, hold on. Let me know which paints you want me to use and I'll come back right away with my tea. Alright. So I see Magello, Core, Kremer, Sennelier or Rembrandt. Well, nobody's named like the big ones, or the big ones, but Schminke, Daniel Smith, M. Graham, Winsor Newton. Sorry. Oh my god. What? Pudding paints. Pudding paints? Core Daniel Smith, Kureteki. Graham, I'm drinking this super fast. What's the pudding paint thing? Let's see, what do I have that will fit on my table? Hey, artsy fartsy lovers. That's a funny name. Sorry, I just drank my whole mug of tea and I'm having hiccups. Alright, let's use Sennelier because it's been a while and it fits on my desk. So this is my sort of hand-picked colors Sennelier set. It's a bit of everything really. There are some pans that are from sets I bought and there are pans that I bought over many years. And I put them all in this here. My tea was some Earl Grey cream, which is basically just Earl Grey with some vanilla in it. And I drank it black for this one. Oh! wish I used some paint so bad they were like painting with pudding. Ew! Oh no! That's really gross. That's the kind of effect I get when I paint with Cotman. Because I want the colors to get really intense, so I add a lot of water and I let them soften. But they have so much binder and sort of additives in it that it kind of looks like pudding. Ew! I don't really want to paint with pudding. For him. Oh, good luck, Otto. I'll be super curious to see what you get though, so if you can send me a pic or tell us what you got. I'm really curious to see what Japan has available at 4 a.m. and how much better it is than what we get in America. Okay, let's start with the Skoda size 10 brush. So I want these rocks to be a mixture gray, not gray from a pan, but a mix of gray. And my favorite kind of mixes so far is one is with, you've seen me use it a lot with the Schmincke colors, but it's the green and red one that makes this sort of really warm gray that separates nicely. There's always burnt sienna and ultramarine blue that's also really, really good. And I don't know if I want to use that or if I want to use the mix of cobalt teal and caput mortem for this one. Hold on. I think I got a swatch of it. Yep. Oh, I think I'm going to use that. That's pretty. There's so much love for Sinoyu right now. Have they become more accessible? I don't know. I haven't seen. I'm kind of on a big Schmincke kick personally, so I don't really know. About that. I'm just going to reuse this spot here. Are your Senneliers hand squeeze or the pans they sell? Most of these are the pans. The only hand squeezed one is this one here, which I think is a cobalt blue. Oh, I don't know if you can see. You can't see. Yeah, sure. Good job. This one. This is the only poured one. The rest of it is pans that I bought from them. A ganache to put in coffee? What? Oh no. Darn it, Otto, don't you have... I would have thought you would possibly find some snacks. But yeah, oh. What a bummer. Yeah, ganache is really tasty, but it's also made with real cream, so I did the thing I wasn't supposed to do. Picked up the blue. Oh well. Start over. Yeah, ganache is basically cream and cream? Cream and chocolate, maybe? I don't know. I just know that I can't eat it because it has cream in it. That's the extent of my... Any tips for introducing art with primary age kids? I don't remember anything. I just remember that the point is to have fun. part chocolate and 1 part heavy cream, heat until smooth. And you put that in your coffee. So you make it kind of like a mocha. Have fun. Ev's motto for PE and art. It's my motto for sort of everything. Because what's the point really? Theoretically, you can make it with coconut milk. I am not a huge fan of coconut in everything, which is why I struggle with this idea of putting coconut oil, milk, and all of that. Because I'm like, sometimes I don't want coconut taste in my food, but it's a really nice idea. Otto says, I read that as you made some gouache to put in your coffee, and I was like, no! Oh my gosh, that's funny. Yes, but the snacks are in the living room and she's asleep, like, right there in the wahi-too. Oh no! Like, is that her bedroom, or like she fell asleep on the couch? So this is Arch's paper that I sort of pre-stretched anyway, and I then removed the sheet, cut it down, and taped it on a couple of boards. It still makes the paper buckle a bit when it's wet, but it dries much flatter than not stretching the paper. I agree with what Otto says about what to say to kids who are getting into art. So Otto says, just don't try to tell them tips to improve. They are great artists as they are, and a lot of art teachers kill their creativity by teaching them how to do it right. Yeah, that's a really good point. Oh, bye, Hui. The acrylic board is new, right? This... no, it's actually quite old. And I have this Caraplast one as well. I apologize if the camera is having a dance up there. I'm done. I used to use Mesonite board for this kind of stuff, but they would bend, which is really not the effect I want. So I made a bit of research and found out that I could use Coroplast, and I had the acrylic board already, so I decided to use it. Hey, Tsukaboo, hi! Hey, Ellen! Sorry, hiccups. Misha. That's, if I remember correctly, that's Nilier's Quinn Gold color. Yeah, perfect color for treasure, I agree. It's not even the genuine stuff, but still pretty much the color I want for this effect. Trying to think what color I want to make this creature. Mais coucou toi. Qu'est-ce que je peux faire pour toi, petit chat? Ouais. Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Tu penses? Non mais où tu vas? Au revoir. Bye Pico. Yeah, she makes the really cute sounds. It's really funny. I kind of find a new name for her. We call her the Gremlin, which is a mix between a gremlin and a goblin, and she's back. Because it really fits her well. And it fits the type of sounds she likes to make. Qu'est-ce qu'on peut faire pour toi? Tu veux-tu... Hein? Ouais? Mais non, mais va-t'en pas. Hold on. Ah, tu veux y retourner? Tu veux y retourner? Non, pas la petite. Oui, le coup. I can see you. Whoop. There you go. She's purring super loud. What's up? It's the... You know, the like in the Super Bowl, the show they have in the middle of it. You're gonna put fur everywhere. Hairs all over the place. Elevate the butt. Elevate the butt. No, yeah, that's right. Look at your face. What's up with this kitty? Oh my gosh. What's up with you? Hey, poopette. Those are yours now. Right? Don't spit in the bed, please. You want some head buzz. No. Not the paint, kitty cat. Oh my gosh, did you put your nose in it? Yes. It's a happy kitty. You mean Captain Marvel, right? The new one with the lady. I want to watch that movie just for the cat. That's the main thing that appeals to me in that movie. Oh my gosh. She's shedding so much. Yeah, that's you. That's your fur color. Oh, c'est quoi cette face, le Pico? She's so happy. She has good timing though, because I gotta let the paint dry a bit before I can paint more on it. So she's got good timing. Open. Oh yeah, it's good, right? Some good scratches. Tu veux jouer quelque chose? Yeah, there should be cats in all the movies. I vote for that. I would watch them all. Nope. You're not really helping me, you know? You're really cute, but you're not super helpful. Oh, Otto, were you there when I said that it was their birthday this week? Like, I'm not sure we have the exact date on the paperwork, but I think it's something like the 11th of March as their birth date. And they're turning 8 years old. I can't believe we've had these two things for 8 years. Right, beauty cat. She's falling asleep. Regarde la sieste. Qu'est-ce que tu fais debout? Qu'est-ce que tu fais debout? Blanc. Oh boy. Tu veux aller? Tu veux aller? Tu vas Pico. Allez. 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 Non. I have no idea what's up with her. Peux-tu y aller? You guys know what this means. Okay, hold on. Up. Hey, baby. Ah, je m'excuse. I keep giving her shocks. You know, static shocks. I have no idea if she will stay. Oh no, you can't see her face. I think you are. Otto, you are definitely the #1 Peko fan. It's a no contest situation. I'm also taking out my #6 Escoda brush. bakery that would definitely need a peco badge for Otto. I should make one. Yeah, that's true. We put Jazz, who is Otto's hamster, in our webcomic in the page from last Monday. For deficiency. I think she's dozing off. Don't tell her, but I think she's falling asleep. She's like pretending to find something really interesting in that chair backing. But she's actually just falling asleep. I am glazing with a mix of pellet gook and it's dioxazine purple that I toned down just a little bit with the Queen Gold. Because I technically want the part that is not Queen Gold to be sort of in the shadow. Crapola. I mean, even if I could answer, I'm in the midst of glazing. I can't.
Hello? Deux sondages en même temps, l'un par-dessus l'autre.
Wow. Il faut le faire. Oh non. Je sais pas, c'est tout bugué. correct. C'est correct, poussin. Je lui ai laissé un message sur le répondeur. Pico, elle l'aime pas, le répondeur. I really love the axes in purple as well. It's so satisfying to use because it's so intense. Oops, sorry. I bumped the camera. Yeah, exactly. Oh, hold on. Pico really doesn't like the answering machine. That's why she got all flustered when the phone did its weird message thingy. I really like purples, and they're not often in any sets, but I like them because they are the good complementary or like shadow color if you want to the warm yellows and even the cool yellows. So sure, we can mix them, but often the colors that come into a set, they don't mix a good purple, and if they do, it can be a bit weak, and Diaxis in purple is not weak. So this is kind of a color I like to have in my sets. I think I'm gonna have to end this soon because I am starting to have quite a good headache. And I don't think the lights are helping. So I'm gonna have to stop this soon. Besides, I kind of need the paintings to dry a bit, and it's always the boring part. Watching paint dry. I will try to finish these and post them next week. Usually on Patreon and Instagram. And the links are in the description if you want to check it out. I really try to have a drawing to post every weekday. So yeah, not saying that it's always the case. If I run out of drawing and I don't have time to finish something, I won't rush a piece just to make it happen. But I really enjoy posting art often. I feel like it's this movement that creates momentum, and I feel like I can create more stuff. No, go rest. Literally doctor's order. It's a good use of your doctor title, Otto. But yeah, I really appreciate that you guys were fine with the live stream on the unusual Sundays. I try to mention it on Facebook and in the community tab here on YouTube when I have a special situation like this. But
yeah, so thank you very much, everyone, for being here. Just gonna show the two drawings again. There's the dragon horde and the cliff. And I want to say a great big thank you to all of you for being there, and also super big shout out to Otto for being the super awesome moderator. And like I always say, if you happen to be unfamiliar with Otto's awesome videos, I really recommend you check it out. I really loved the last Schminke swatching video, Otto. I was like, oh, this color, I have to put it on my to get list, and now my list is like has like 70 something colors on it. Like, oh no, they're all gorgeous. Like, I really like the warm reds and the oranges that Schminke has, because they are so loud and in your face. And yeah, now I have a really long wish list of Schminke paints. So, all right, have a great Sunday. And oh yeah, the community tab, if you go on like my channels page, you have a couple of thingies at under the banner. There's like videos, playlists, and there is one that is labeled community, and it's a place where you can leave messages, or I can write messages and people who follow me can actually view them. I think that on the main page of YouTube, or perhaps on your subscription page, there is an area that might have the community tab messages from the channels you follow. So that's a thing. I don't know if it's new. I don't know to which extent it's new. I know it's not fresh, but it could be a couple of months old and I wouldn't remember really. So yeah, it's kind of practical, but not really well known. So then again, if I write something in there, not a lot of people will see it. So anyway, again, thank you. Go check out Otto's channel. For awesome watercolor videos and lovely swatches, and we will see each other soon, probably next week. Bye bye. Pickle. Well, you're gonna have to do with Pico's butt as a goodbye. And my fat arm. Okay.